welcome to Lilybugs Library, or welcome back. My name's Linda, and today we're going to do a Friday Reads, believe it or not. So I'm not filming this on Friday, but that's okay. That's when you'll see it. So I've got a few books to talk about because it's been a hot minute. So I'm just bringing them up here. Usually I print them out, and my printer is not working properly, so I'm just going to do them off my notes. So the first one I read was an ARC. So thank you to NetGalley and to the author and publisher. And this one is called The Last Orphan, and it's by Carly Shabowski. And this is about Marcin, and he's really trying to keep himself safe during the Nazi invasion. He has befriended some Jewish neighbors, though, and that's kind of where his fate is sealed. And something happens, and he finds himself looking after their son, Adam. They are going to be taken away, and they know they are, and so they don't want him to have to go through that. So they leave him with Marcin. And it's up to him to try to keep him safe. And so he starts to go through Europe with Adam and try to find a place that he feels is safe for him. He goes to see his uncle. He gets involved with his uncle, and um, things kind of take a turn. And so it goes between World War II as well as the present. And in the present, Adam's family is grown up, and his wife and his daughter, they are, his world. And his daughter is suffering. She is a drug addict and is having a lot of problems. And she ends up going to her Uncle Marcin for help. So it is between those two timelines. I won't give away any more than that because there's a lot of twists and turns, a lot of things that happened in the past, and a lot of background things that are shaping the future. And it's really about the two generations and what is going on between those two families. And fascinating book, a lot of really interesting parts to it that I didn't expect. Really enjoyed it. It's not often that I can get a World War II book anymore that surprises me, but this one did. It was really good. So I would give that one 5 out of 5. So that one's The Last Orphan. So the next thing I read, and actually listened to, not read, and in this particular case, it makes a difference. I listened to The Pineapple Gingerbread Men, and this is part of the Pineapple Port Mystery Series, a cozy mystery series. I've got a couple of notes here, so I want to make sure I mention those too. So I've been enjoying the ones from Pineapple Port. Um, would I say they're my favorites? No, but I do like them. This is the first one, though, that I've listened to. Probably it'll be the last one I listen to. I didn't really care for whoever was doing the narration, and I that makes such a difference, at least to me anyway. But in this one, let me see. I guess I didn't make a lot. Oh, here it is. I knew I had notes on it somewhere. So in this one, it's about Pineapple Port's person who played Santa, and I know there's not necessarily kids listening, but I want to make sure this is said correctly. He is found belly up. And so Sheriff Frank has asked Charlotte, who is now a private detective, to help him to crack the case. Now, she has no idea what exactly happened. She just knows that this person was found, and he was wearing a gingerbread man costume. And there's other gingerbread men that keep popping up. And so she's trying to figure out what's going on with these people. And her boyfriend, Declan, his crazy ex, Stephanie, is also trying to kind of help in her own weird way. The whole part with Stephanie, I just thought was absolutely awful. Didn't care for it at all. Didn't like her as a character. Thought the voice was whiny and crazy and just awful. And that whole section, I feel like I could have skipped and it would not have hurt the story at all. So didn't like that. And then I do like Frank. I liked him in the books too. Like when I've read the books, I've liked his character, and it did translate over when I was listening. He was very funny, and I enjoyed him. Charlotte is just okay. She didn't is when you were listening, the character wasn't as interesting as she is when you read it. And same goes for Declan and his Uncle Seamus. Um, there was just, I guess, not enough personality to the person who was reading it. Not that that person doesn't have a personality, but when she's reading, it didn't come across. So in that way, didn't it made it so I didn't really care for the book. Now, if I'd read it, would I have given it more stars? Maybe, but I didn't read it. I listened to it, so I would give it 3 out of 5. The next one I expected to give to give 5 out of 5. I'm actually going to give it 4 out of 5, and this one is the new Louise Penny. It's the Black Wolf. Now, the story itself is terrific. I won't say that it isn't. It is very timely. And in that way, I found it good and I enjoyed it, but at the same time, it was almost too much with everything going on in the world. And I did find there was a lot of F-bombs dropped in the book that I didn't really care for, more than I feel like she normally does. So I'm not really sure where that came from, but it was good, and I am glad that I read it. So 4 out of 5 for that one. The next one was actually an Audible original, and this one is called Book for the Holidays. And this was a really sweet romance. It was about this mystery author, D.B. Ziegler, and she is late delivering her book. She writes cozy mysteries, and Abby Shore steps in to help. Um, she works for a publishing company, but she's pretty low on the totem pole, which is why they can convince her over the holidays to go check on this author. And she's actually a really big fan of Mrs. Ziegler's. So she shows up on the doorstep to meet the author and to try to help her to move things along, only to find out that the grandmother isn't able to finish the book and the grandson is there trying to write the book so fans won't be disappointed. And so it's up to Abby to help him do that. And so that's really sweet the way excuse me, the way they set up the whole romance between the two of them. So really like that one. The next one was called Baking and Entering, and it was another cozy mystery, and not by anyone I've read before, but this one was about Maggie Sharp. She moved back to her hometown of Dogwood Mountain, Missouri, and so she had inherited this place called Dogwood Donuts and from her Aunt Marjorie. And she's got like a cute little cottage and she's ready to have a nice, peaceful life. Well, of course, that never happens in cozy mysteries or real life, frankly. But while she throws herself into running the bakery, something happens when someone is found dead behind her shop. And so it's up to her to try and solve this mystery and save her reputation and her new business. Great premise. I didn't really care for the book. I found it very predictable, very dull. Um, didn't really find that I connected with any of the characters. So for that one, I would have to give that one 2 out of 5. So kind of all over the place with my books that I've been reading. Some good, some bad. So it just, just depends. Sometimes it's the reader if you're listening to them. Sometimes it's just the way the writing is. Not everything is for everybody. So, I don't mind that I had a few weeks of, kind of up and down. Anyway, hopefully that turns around. I've started in with my holiday reading. As you can see, I started a little early with a couple of those books, but I have a few kind of geared up to go, and I'm starting in with those. So hopefully December will be a good month of holiday reading. And I am a little tired. I took a holiday today and went to the mall, um, which is not something I do much anymore, just because all that walking is very exhausting. But I did enjoy myself and always love to go at least once around the holidays just so I can see how the place is decorated, and there's certain things that's just easier to buy there. So enjoyed that, but now the whole house is asleep. I think everybody's wore out. So I'm going to just sit and maybe read my book and write a couple letters to pen pals. And I will talk to you soon. All right. Have a great day, friends. Bye bye.